everyone, and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin. I am documenting my journey to financial freedom and financial independence. Today is going to be a cash stuffing day, and then also today I am going to be announcing my 500 subscriber giveaway, letting you know what it is that you will need to do to enter that giveaway. And the rules are going to change a little bit depending on if you are in the United States versus if you are outside of the United States. So this is going to be open to international viewers and subscribers as well. And we're going to talk about why in life and in budgeting, you really should always expect the unexpected, but also always look for a positive in every situation, because in this particular situation, my loss is actually going to be one of your gains. So first and foremost, what I am going to do is going to grab what I have left over from last week. So just getting into my handy dandy wallet here that I've been using for now. Switch out my wallets all the time, which is why I switch out envelopes. So all of my $5 notes for the past 2 weeks, there's lots in there because we did have our camping trip and we did heaps of spending on that. And then also what I have left over from our overall spending. As you know, for my $5 notes, I always keep those. I put them into my $5 challenge envelope there. So my July $5 challenge, I'm just going to grab the whole stack to this envelope. It will go. There's a lot in there, not too bad for July. I'm also going to take what I have from my leftovers, so any fives that I have there. So this is leftover money for the week, and this isn't, well, for the 2 weeks, and this isn't just what was left over from my spending money, but as I said, we had our camping trip, and so we pulled all the money out of that sinking fund and any other change and such from there. So I'm going to pull the four fives out of there. And again, into the emergency fund, not emergency fund, it says emergency fund in there. I suppose I could use it for an emergency, but July $5 challenge. As I always do, sometimes rather reluctantly, handy dandy piece of tape, on it goes, around it goes, and that will get added to all of my other envelopes to get counted in December. So, woohoo. The second thing that I do is I have my bail money. Any money that I have left over from the 2 weeks before, I put into my bail money. So for the next 2 weeks, if I need any additional money, hey, I've got it. I had $200 that was left over from the previous fortnight. So that $200 will be some extra that I put into envelopes. And then the rest of what I had, after taking out the fives, I had $50, $60, $70. And this is going to be my bail money for the next 2 weeks. I don't really have any other envelopes in here because I'm changing things up. That's just money that needs to go back to the bank. For spending, I just put everything into one envelope, and since I'm changing things up, I decided I would make some new envelopes. That is going to be my spending for the next couple of weeks. That is all of this money here. So this is going to be for 2 weeks. I really don't care where it gets spent. When it's gone, and so that is my spending. All of that aside, then I have $870 that I am going to be stuffing into my various sinking fund envelopes. And I even wrote a note to myself to remind myself how much I have. So 870. So we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600. 20, 40, 60, 80, 700, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 800, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So 870 schmackaroos that we are going to, well, not really we, it's me. You're just kind of one of those weird people that's just watching along. Actually, you're not weird, you're like me. The only two envelopes that I kept from my cash envelopes per se, first was for bulk items. So bulk items, that is going to get $50 added to it. And I do keep track of the amounts. I just don't do it whilst on camera because I talk enough as is, but I'll probably be doing an update of where I'm at maybe next week. And then, the beauty and health envelope, and how nice that this comes up because this one is a rather important one to me lately. So this one gets $75. And so I had posted a picture up on my Instagram, and a lot of people responded with the same WTF that I did as this event unfolded. And this is a story that I'm going to share as I am stuffing. I have been seeing my stylist for just over 10 years, so pretty much ever since I moved to Australia. And any of you viewers who have a stylist, you know how important the relationship between a person and their hairstylist is. You trust this individual with your hair. My hair, very important to me. I love my hair. And so I go in on Wednesday for my usual cut, color, corrections, everything else. And this is what my hair normally looks like when finished. Keep that image in mind as we go to our priority envelopes. My car regos. My car regos get 155, so 155. Now there are many things that happen in a salon, usually positive things. You see people that are smiling, your stylist is saying, oh, this is looking so good, blah, blah, blah. There are two things that you usually do not want to see or hear while your hair is being done. In particularly, what you don't want to hear your stylist say is, uh-oh, or in my case, oh, enter word here. I'm like, is everything okay? It's like, oh, just, so because your hair has gotten a little bit long, it tangled up a bit, but we're gonna comb right through it. Okay. But then I see other people, because there's a lot of mirrors in a salon, right? And I can see other people behind me. And I saw one, and she looked, and then she looked away, and then she looked again, and I could see her eyes get really big. And then she tapped her friend on the shoulder, and both of them turned around and they looked at my hair. So they're looking at me from the back. I can't see the back of the hair. I have no clue what is going on. And so I finally asked, can you show me what it looks like? And so she tries holding up the mirror. I'm like, I can't really get a good view. I'm like, can you take a picture, please? And so she takes a picture and she hands it to me, and I look at that picture, and this was the tangled knot that was in my almost 2 foot long of hair. It was a bit of a shocker to see. Car maintenance is getting $20. Just process that picture for a moment. We'll get a couple of envelopes stuffed here. Nothing going into the vehicle gap, and another $20 going into home maintenance. So I am looking at this picture, and I'm knowing that this isn't particularly good. But again, I have been seeing her for years. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. I have been seeing her for years. She knows my hair. She knows what she's doing. And so she is brushing this out. So $20 into Turbo Stupidity Fund. And she's going and she's going. And about an hour goes by. And I can tell that she's getting frustrated. People are still staring at me. The girl who came in and is sitting next to me getting her hair done, I think she almost walked out the door. So I know that it is not looking good. But no way you are cutting my hair off, because I love my long hair and I can't do short hair. I know you can't see my face. I got goofy Dumbo ears, so short hair on me, I just look like I'm ready to take flight. It is not a good look. And so at this point she goes, I think I'm gonna go and get so-and-so, with so-and-so being so-and-so being the owner. So 65 going into subscriptions. And so the owner comes out and she takes a look. She goes, let me make a call. Okay, I've never had that happen before. Rate's getting $65, 50, 60, and 5. So she makes a call, she comes back and, okay, I have so-and-so coming in. She's really good with tangles and knots and such like that. She's going to come in, she's going to take a look at it, and she's going to work on it. Not a problem, she'll get it out, she'll get it taken care of. Okay, I'm feeling a bit better. So $65 going into water. So the specialist that they brought in, she actually specializes in doing dreadlocks. And so both putting them in and then also taking them out. Now she shows up with a full kit. I mean, like she had just, like needles and what looked like, basically looked like chopsticks, needles, and like sewing needles and crochet needles and everything. Anywho. And so she starts working on it. And that takes care of it for this particular envelope. So high priority, taken care of. Set that off to the side. and we'll bring over low priority. $10 to anniversary. So she's working on it, she's working on it, she's working on it. I know at this point this is not just any normal knot or tangle. It's not brushing out, it's not pulling out. I have so much different stuff in my hair. I have oil in my hair, I have petroleum jelly in my hair. They put mayonnaise in my hair. It got wrapped in saran wrap to let stuff soak in. This stuff is not coming out. And so a few hours later, as I'm trying to remain calm, $20 for my birthday, I'm hungry. So I send my husband a text message, can you bring me something to eat? So my dear husband, who's getting $10 for his birthday, stops, brings me something to eat. Now my husband usually makes a joke, and I had let him know, yeah, I've got a knot in my hair and such. And so he usually makes jokes, and he walks in, and we're wearing masks right now, so I can't see his full face. And he looks at it, and he looks at me, and he made eye contact with me. And right then I started welling up with tears because he just had a look of sheer terror in his eyes of, oh, this is bad. They continue working on it. I'm holding back my tears. They're like, no, I promise we're going to get it out. Now I got to the salon at 9 o'clock in the morning. I left at 8 o'clock that night. They had been working on this tangle for 8 hours at this point, and this was all the progress that they had made by that point. So here's a picture of that. Peyton, he is getting $50, and Gifts is going to get $5. So make arrangements for me to come back in the next day, and I am trying to remain calm in all of this. And so I finally get home, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the saran wrap off. I just wanna have a feel of everything going on. So I take it off, I reach up and I feel my hair, and it is solid. I mean, there is no give, there is no flexibility. I have no clue how this happened. And now I am bawling because my husband, who usually makes jokes, is not making any jokes about this. My son, who follows my husband's lead, is not making any jokes about this. I call and FaceTime one of my friends back home who is a hairdresser, and she's looking at it and she's just going, they're gonna have to cut that out. And I'm bawling because I'm going, they can't cut my hair. My hair is down past the middle of my back. That's a lot of hair. And I already said, I can't do short hair. So Father's Day is getting $20. Barely got any sleep that night. $10 into Mother's Day. So barely got any sleep. So go in the next morning, and my hairdresser is there. It was supposed to be her day off. The owner actually had her come in so that she could basically just kind of see this is the outcome. This is what has happened. These are the consequences of, ultimately what was her mistake. And they worked on it again for about another 3 hours, and finally, we came to the conclusion that it is not going to come out. It has to be cut out. And so I spent the next 6 hours, nothing into other holidays, I spent the next 6 hours having this knot cut out of my hair, $25 into camping because that's been depleted, with her trying to preserve as much of the length as possible. And I'm chatting with Marlene Snow Gardener at 307 because she's helping me to stay positive. And even at one point she's like, funny, not funny. I'm like, no, I have to laugh about this. Otherwise I'm going to get really upset. I'm going to get really mad. I don't like getting mad. I don't like getting angry. Angry is negative energy. Negative energy is an absolute waste. And I know that at this point, there's nothing I can do. The damage is already done. How do we now mitigate the amount of damage? And then what are the steps going forward? The agreement is that she would try to preserve as much length as possible. So she didn't just go straight in and cut at the scalp. From there, we would make additional plans for extensions. So she spent the next 6 hours very slowly, intentionally, meticulously trying to preserve as much length as possible, but also cutting this knot out. And like, even as she was cutting pieces out and they were falling in my lap and I'm bawling and crying because my hair is being cut off. And I've never cried in a salon before, except when I was like 7 years old and they cut my ear with the scissors and it bled forever. And I'm getting these little clumps, and I couldn't even get the small pieces out, even as they were in clumps. It was that knotted up. And so by the end of it, this is what my hair looked like. And so you can see missing spaces, and it's called all of that area where I have dark hair, because all of the part that had been highlighted and such was in that knot and was cut out. So now I've got a really funky looking, I don't even know what we would call that type of coloring. I needed a break. My scalp needed a break. My hair needed a break. So called it a day at that point. And once it was dried and we got a good look at it, this is the current state that it is in as I film this on a Friday. So the plan now is that I will go back in on Saturday tomorrow. That is going to be the color correction, temporarily, I will have a temporary clip-in extension that she's going to be able to color match. There are some areas of my hair where it is as short as 3 inches, but then other areas where it is as long as 20, 18 to 20 inches. So that's a lot of variability in hair length. And there's a big gap kind of right in between the two. And there's no hiding that. Clothing is getting $20. Sorry, I digress. So $20 to that. Hospital is going to get $50. The specialist that came in and did my hair, she is going to oversee my hair now for the next 2 to 3 years. So she will be the only person that is allowed to touch my hair. She will be overseeing all of my coloring, all of my extensions, everything, and all of that is going to be covered by the salon. So it's entirely at their expense. Actually, I have pretty much free reign of anything. Twibbler is going to get 30. In the salon from here on out. Vacation is going to get 10. So that is going to be the process going forward from here. But the key thing that I want to point out is I could have gotten very angry. I could have been flipping over tables, so $10 going into luxury. I could have been flipping over tables. I could be screaming up and down, left and right. I could be threatening all types of things. I could be writing a negative review of the salon and such. But what I chose to do instead was really what I always say, and that is to, choose kindness, show gratitude, keep a positive mindset. I cannot change what happened with my hair. It's done. That can't be undone. We still don't know what the hell happened for it to get to that point. We have some ideas, but they are doing everything that they can, and they are being more than reasonable with the ongoing. And yes, I will utilize that. No, I'm not going to exploit it because, and there are people that would. I'm just not that type of a person. And so it's really just kind of showing that trying to live the values that I believe, trying to stay positive. Was I angry? Yes, I was angry. My husband was furious. And Gaz, he's a more laid back person than me. He was furious. Really, really mad. My son is just kind of like, it's hair. It grows back. I'm like, you don't, not the same thing. But that focusing on the problem and continuing to go over the problem would not have solved anything. What we really needed to focus on was a solution, and we were able to do that. I have one last envelope, and this is a new one that we've started, and that is going towards our citizenship. So we are going to be applying for that, and that is going to be getting the last $35 going in there. So $35, it's going to be probably around between $1,500 and $2,000 for our citizenship paperwork. And because that is the one that my husband wants to prioritize, that $200 that I had is going to go in there as well. So these were my first attempt, and then I realized that I couldn't see the denomination, so that's why I flipped it, to the other side, but I like this as well. But in all of this, my loss is actually going to be your gain. And this is where I want to talk about my giveaway. And so I had always intended to do a giveaway. It was going to be a cash prize, a cash payment via PayPal of $50. And so depending on where you are at in the world with conversion rates, that could change to anything. And so that is what is coming in part out of my Twibbler fund. But because I now also am not going to be needing everything in my beauty envelope, I decided, okay, why not do 2? And so taking $100 out, no, I'm not giving away $100. That's maybe for 1,000 subscribers, but not for 500. But so I am going to have 2 options. And so this is where you kind of need to pay a little bit of attention because it is going to be rather specific. There will be 2 separate drawings. First is going to be the drawing for $50. And this is open to anybody, both in the US or international. And I'll explain how to register in a minute. The second is going to be only for people in the United States. And so I have reached out to Jazz from Oh My Fro Budgets, and she also runs the website Baddies and Budgets, to arrange for one person who is drawn to be able to choose any of her luxury inspired binders of your choice. So anything that she has, that can be the LV styled checkered, that can be her new Chanel inspired quilted, and the envelopes that they come with, and that is the prize for that one. So 2 separate prizes. One, the luxury inspired binder from the shop Baddies and Budgets, and then the second being $50. You can only enter into one. So if you are international, you automatically are gone into the $50 cash prize. Sorry, I don't even pay international shipping for stuff for myself, and as much as I love y'all, I'm not going to pay for international shipping for one of you, because it does get quite spendy. To enter, all the usual suspects, you know, right? First, publicly subscribed to my channel. Second is to leave a comment. And first you need to have the phrase, your loss is my gain. And then I want you to tell me what the most unexpected thing is that has happened to you budgeting wise. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be somewhere in the middle. It might be, I unexpectedly got this additional money, or it might be, I unexpectedly found out that I had this bill from 13 years ago. You will need to email me prior which draw you want to be in. Or you can DM me on Instagram, that's perfectly fine as well. Just what prize you will be entering into. And so all you have to do is say either binder or cash. One last item. A couple of weeks ago in a video, I had also said I'm preparing to do a giveaway. If you want to pre-register, either DM me or contact me via email. And I had about a dozen people that did that. So for all of you that did that, you are automatically entered into both of the prize pools. So you have the opportunity, because you trusted me. You went, okay, hey, I'll throw my name into the ring, even though I don't know what's going to happen. Well, here's what's going to happen. You will be entered in both, unless you are international. So if you are in the US, you will be entered in both the binder and the cash giveaway. If you are international, you will have 2 entries into the cash giveaway, and you do not need to contact me again. The deadline to enter will be the 11th of August, with the winners to be announced on my channel on the 15th of August. I will have the details again, will be in the description box below. Publicly subscribe. Your loss is my gain. Here's the most unexpected thing that has happened to me in budgeting. Email me at thetwibbler@gmail.com of just if you want to be in for the binder or if you want to be in for the cash. And again, the binder is 100% your choice. Any of her luxury inspired design binders, you are able to choose one, and we'll get you in contact with Jazz to work out your envelopes and everything else. I'll explain that at the time. Otherwise, you just get $50 in cash from me. So whatever that converts to wherever you are. Okay, so if you have enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you want to continue to follow the journey and hear about the other things that happen in my life that you just kind of go, you must have really bad luck. I mean, seriously, we've had a motorcycle catch on fire while riding it, and hair getting chopped off in freak salon accidents. Who knows what's going to happen next, but no doubt it will be exciting. You can stick around for that. Otherwise, that is all that I have for today. As always, no matter what the situation, even if you have a big, nasty, natty gnarl in your hair and it looks as if you were sleeping in a dumpster and you haven't taken a shower in 2 years or washed your hair in 2 years, do please remember to always choose kindness, show gratitude, always keep a positive mindset. Kindness costs nothing, and negative energy is wasted energy. I will see you in the next video.